It is week 13 of the Finish Those UFQs. Week 13 started on Friday, but I'm just, running a little late with the live chat with you guys. Sorry about that. I'd planned on doing it yesterday, but I had forgotten that I had a doctor's appointment in the morning. And when I got there, it took way longer than I expected. So I got home and I was like eating lunch and totally skipped my mind that I was going to do a live chat. So I decided I would do it better late than never, right? Good morning, Shannon. So I guess not this weekend. The previous weekend was the beginning of last week. We went to Great Wolf Lodge, me and my family. Great Wolf Lodge is a water park hotel, and it has like all sorts of other activities for kids, like story time, dance party, arcade. So my kids had a blast. We stayed for one night, did a little mini vacation. So I didn't really get any sewing done on Saturday. But then Monday was off, so off of work and off of school. So I got a little bit of sewing in. Last week I focused on finishing my flower party quilt. Oh, and if you haven't started this challenge yet, it's not too late to start, not too late to download your PDF. It's a free PDF. You can find it on the current blog post. The link is up in the description of this video. Hello, Linda. So I focused on finishing my flower party quilt because I had to take a photograph for it for my pattern. So I went with straight line quilting. What I do when I do straight line quilting is I'll mark out my lines with a hair marker, which is just a little tool that kind of gives you an indent. But what I do is I follow the seams. So I'll make a line from the seam up, and then I actually sew a ½ inch from those lines. So it's really easy to keep them a little more straight when you do it that way than if you're just, using the guide. I feel like if I'm using my guide and I'm saying I'm doing a ½ inch from my seams, they tend to be a little straighter. They're still little organic straight lines, Not perfect, but I'm okay with that. So I'm happy this one's done. It's bright and cheerful. It's big. I used Allison Glass road trip line, and then I used Wasabi Kona Cotton for the background color and Berry for the sashing and borders. And then the backing is, I think, Aloe in Kona Cotton. In the binding, I used a floral from the road trip line. So I'm really happy with how it turned out. I used the Sulky temporary basting spray again. The only problem I have with that basting spray is it's temporary basting spray, so it dissipates. So by the time I started from one side to the other, and I did every 2 lines at first just to make it sturdy, and then I did in between. I noticed a little more shifting with that because I think it dissipates too fast. My previous one was a lot stickier, way too sticky, and nothing dissipated, and it stuck where I sprayed it, right? So I'm hoping to go buy some 505 basting spray and try that on one of my next quilts just to see if I prefer that better. I need something that's going to stick around more than 2 days, I don't want to have to respray it because there was parts that I had to respray by the time I got to it. And then you can see, I'm hoping when it washes out, it's not as bad, but there's some of the seams, I don't know, you can see a little bit of pulling in one direction, and I think that's because it didn't stay where I sprayed it originally. The one benefit of it is supposed to be good for people with allergies because it's very environmental friendly. Do you use the floor to lay out your quilt to baste together and mark lines? Shannon, I use my tabletop when I'm doing the lines just because it's easier standing up and doing my lines, but I do my floor. So right now I'm in my dining room, and what I do is I move my table into kind of my almost hallway area, and I baste on the floor right here. And then I'll move it back in, and then I do my lines on my table, just because I like being able to tape it out on the ground, pull it taut, and just be able to lay it out nice. I know there's some people that baste on their tabletops and they don't tape it down at all, and they say they have good success. Maybe it's the basting spray they're using. I've not tried that. I kind of worry that it won't work well. I bet a baby size would be a little more manageable to do on a tabletop. Or how do you do all of the layering? Yeah, so that's what I do it on the floor. I tape the backing down on the floor, and then I do the batting next. Spray the batting and smooth it down, and then next I lay out the top, and then I pull half of it up, and I spray the batting like about this sections of this, about 12-inch sections. Smooth that out, and then do 12 more inches, and then I turn around and do the other half. That way it's a little more manageable than like spraying the whole thing at once. So yeah, so now I'm all done with this one. This one is in my shop. The pattern is in my shop. It was released today. Paper patterns will not be available until tomorrow. I don't like to put them in the shop until I actually physically have them in my hands, so I can proof it, make sure it printed correctly and there's no errors. Lately it's been fine. The only problem with the last one I printed, I accidentally did single side page instead of double side page, and that just costs me a little more shipping, which isn't a problem. But to get when it's double side, the printing's a little bit less, or the weight is a little less, so the stamp is a little less. I use my table and use pins, but my queen size will try on the floor. Yeah, Linda, I bet a queen would be kind of hard to do on a tabletop. It's like gigantic. I would like to see a video of you sandwiching all together. Oh, Amy, if you follow Emily Dennis of Quilty Love on Instagram, she actually in her highlight section has a video of her doing the whole basting from start to finish, taping it to the ground, and how she bastes. And that's basically how I baste. So go watch hers, okay? Amelia, hope you are feeling better. Yes, today I'm feeling okay. I had to lay down for a little bit. So yeah, I was gonna get to that kind of when I talk about what's happening in February. So first, I guess we'll talk about, okay, what I did last week. This week I am going to finish my nephew's quilt. So I started it last week. I cut it all out, and then Wednesday I got a blockage, an intestinal blockage. I have Crohn's disease, so that forms scar tissue in my intestines, and sometimes it'll just close off and I won't be able to eat for a day. I just like am not able to keep any water down or anything. So Wednesday night I started getting the blockage, and then Thursday couldn't eat anything, so I was just basically in bed all day. Friday I started feeling a little bit better, but had no energy to sew at all. And so then finally Saturday I was able to start working on that quilt. So it was like, 3 prime days I could have been working on this quilt, and I got sick, which I hate, you know. So so I'm gonna so I started sewing on Saturday, and then Sunday I got more progress done, and then finally yesterday I finished the top. It's gonna be a new pattern. Probably won't be released till March at earliest. I'm not sure if I'm even gonna release it. I'm not sure. If you guys really like it, parts of it are a little kind of difficult. There's a lot of dead space in it, so sometimes that can be difficult for people figuring out how to cut that large of a piece. I didn't have a problem with it because it was just the baby size, and I have the pattern written up, but I guess we'll see. So today was my goal is to baste it and start quilting it. Finish quilting it tomorrow, start the binding tomorrow. The only problem is I haven't received the binding in the mail, so I may have to do something else for the binding than I planned. So that's why next week's video for week 14 of Finish Those UFQs will probably either be on Monday or Tuesday, depending. I have a dentist appointment on Monday morning. I might be able to do the video on Tuesday because I want to wait to show you the quilt until after the baby shower. And the baby shower is this Saturday. So I had to get my booty working fast because I need to finish it and I want to take a photograph. But it's been pouring, so we'll see. His bedroom is Star Wars Galaxy theme, so that kind of might give you a little hint to what it kind of looks like. When do we get to see it? Yes, so you get to see it. I might post a picture on Sunday. If not, I'll show it to you guys on the video on Monday. Yeah, I'm really excited. I think I'll be able to quilt it quickly. It's more of a medallion quilt, and then it has some dead space around it. She's young, so I wanted to try to go more modern design for it. Fun, bright colors. Hopefully he likes it. Hopefully she likes it. If not, hopefully they just pretend they like it, right? Yes, open space is good for the free motion quilters. Yes, so I kind of, when I'm gonna quilt it, I'm hoping to kind of like echo the design of the medallion and then echo it into the dead space. That's my goal, and I'm hoping that shouldn't take too long. We'll see. Hopefully I can start working on that today and like finish it tonight. But my kids have a well check today, doctor. We just had way too many doctor's appointments this month. I think I had 5. My daughter has a well check, and then I also had a dentist appointment. So too many doctor visits this month. But so after this, so Friday will be the start of week 14. I'll do a video on Tuesday. That'll be my last video for finishing those UFQs. But in the month of February, you all are very welcome to keep doing the unfinished UFQs. And keep posting your project progress, all of your finished. I've done pretty good so far. I still have my colorful tiles throw needs to be basic quilted bound. My stepping stone throw needs to be finished the top, basted, quilted bound. And then the kabam, that's the baby one that I'm doing right now. I need a base quilt and bind that. So I'm going to hopefully do that this week. So after this week, I should only have 2 quilts left to finish. So yes, next month, I don't know how much I will be able to participate in the finish those UFQs. I'm going to have a lot of doctor's appointments. So as I was saying earlier, I have Crohn's disease, and I was diagnosed in 2008. So over the years, my scar tissue inside my intestines has gotten so much that there's areas that are so narrow that I just keep getting blockages. So since November, I've gotten 6 total blockages and then a couple like partial blockages, which, you know, isn't healthy. I've lost like 20 pounds since then. So it's cool that I lost weight, but it's not the healthy way to lose weight. It's like basically anorexia, starving yourself, you know. So yesterday I saw a surgeon, and they want me to go get another CAT scan so they can assess the damage and see what's going on, and then I will schedule surgery. And so since it's a major surgery, I don't know how much I will be active in this group next month, because the surgery will probably happen next month sometime. And that's gonna put me out of commission for at least 3 weeks, I'm thinking. 1 week in the hospital, then a couple weeks afterwards, I'm not gonna be able to sew at all, I don't think. I don't know if I'll feel up to jumping on here or not, you know what I mean? So next month, you guys definitely, and hopefully I can check in and see your guys' progress, see what you guys are working on. I just don't think I'm going to be able to do any input or, you know, share my progress with you guys, because I probably will have no progress. I'm hoping I'll be able to knit in the hospital or feel up to it. But sewing wise, I don't think I'll get much done next month. That's why my next quilt pattern probably won't be out until, you know, because I feel like February is just going to be a wash. And then maybe I can start doing stuff in March. So the next quilt pattern probably won't be released till March. And so I'm thinking also if you guys do want to do another quilt along, because I know people had expressed interest in another quilt along, and I've been postponing it because I figured I would need the surgery. So if we do another quilt along, it probably won't be to the end of March. And once that gets closer, I will put a poll in the group to see what quilt you would like to do as a quilt along. Would you like to do this new flower party quilt? It's fun as a scrappy quilt, or it's fun as forming fabrics. We might be able to do my new pattern that I made for my nephew, or we could even do the lovely Star Garden quilt. Any of my quilts that you want to do. One that's already written up basically because I won't have time to write up another one. So that's the plan for this group through February and March. Just keep posting your finished UFQs. I want to see your progress. And everybody else likes seeing your progress. The downloadable PDF will still be in my blog, so you guys can download that at any time. Shannon says, I'm excited that I'll get to start the list sometime in March, April, as I'll have my own she shed. Oh my goodness, that's awesome. Finally to get sewing and quilting. That is awesome. I wish I had a she shed. That would be awesome. I need my own sewing space. You and your health come first, Andrea. Yeah, thank you. I know a lot of people posting that in the group, but I feel guilty like getting sick and postponing like chats like this for you guys. And I don't want you just to think that I forgot about you, or you know, I'm like slacking over here. I've literally been like feeling like I'm gonna die in bed, you know what I mean? So it's not like I'm just like being lazy about it. I literally cannot sew and cannot jump on here sometimes. But I think after the surgery, I should hopefully feel great, you know, open it all up, and I shouldn't get any blockages for hopefully years. That's what I'm hoping. They say they can come back, but hopefully with medicine, they should not come back right away. We need some boy patterns, so I'm excited to see the one for your nephew. My 3 boys have told me they do not want flowers. Amy, yeah. Yeah, that's why every once in a while I'll try to throw in a boy pattern. Like the Pacific Northwest plaid quilt was for my dad. And then the Crystal Wave pattern was for my brother. So I like kind of designed those specifically for them because all my other patterns are super girly, you know? And so this one, my next one can definitely be boy. My Arrows Away, which you made like a king size, right, Amy? That's a free pattern you can find in my group on my website. That one's great for boys. And then the Cloudy Day quilt sampler, I made that one for my father-in-law because I had originally just made them one quilt to share, and I think my mother-in-law kind of dibsed it. So I made him one in the Seahawks colors, blues and greens. And so if you're ever like, I need a boy quilt, you could always just like look at one of my free samplers and find one block that you really like and just make 9 of those blocks for a baby quilt. And that would be perfect. 9 16-inch blocks would make you a 48 by 48 quilt. If you did the 4 of them and did sashing and a border, you could get like a 42 by 42 inch quilts. If you did the 16-inch blocks, 4 16-inch blocks, 2-inch border, sashing, 4-inch border, that would give you 42 by 42. Yeah, so I know I'm a little lacking on boy quilts, but I try to sprinkle them in. My Left the Nest quilt, which is actually has been one of my most popular quilts so far. Like I've sold the most of those patterns. I designed for my nephew for his graduation quilt last summer, which is a great one to do as a boy quilt. Never feel guilty. We love that you use. Oh, thank you, Linda. I know, but that's just in my brain, you know. I feel guilty. Yes, I've made several of the arrows. Need something different now. Huh. Love the aloha pattern. The aloha pattern too could be done as boy. Just like do boy colors. I know I have a few that are just like specific. This looks like a flower. It looks girly. Like this one, you know. You could always like make it kind of look like a snowflake if you did blues. I know Marge Sharp, she at Sharpe, I don't know how to pronounce that. She did hers in snowy colors like blues and little snowmen and stuff. And that would make it a little more masculine, you know. Leftiness is fun and easy. Oh, good. I'm glad you like that one. Yeah, flying geese, super easy, right? So yeah, so that should be the plan for the next couple months. If you guys have questions, you can always email me, happycloudcreations@gmail.com. Don't forget the new pattern is in the shop, and it will be 15% off until Sunday. Everything else in my shop is also 15% off. So all of my handmade items are 15% off, and all my paper patterns, all my digital patterns. So if there was something else that you had been looking at that you wanted, turns out. Yay. So I will talk to you. I think I will do the next video on Tuesday or Monday next week. That way I can show you guys my new nephew's quilts. And I'm really excited to share it with you. I hope you guys all love it. So I will see you guys next week, and have a great week sewing. Hopefully you guys get lots done, and I need to get busy basting and quilting that quilt today. Goodbye.